Marina Mabrey. Remember she was making fun when Dejanay poked Caitlin Clark and I remember she was doing this?
There's a peculiar kind of irony in professional sports, an irony that sometimes takes the form of a long-awaited comeuppance for those who once reveled in a moment of mischievous glee. In the world of the WNBA, where every play is scrutinized and every smile might hide a secret, one incident has redefined what it means to get your just desserts. Today, we revisit a saga that unfolded with enough drama and unexpected twists to rival the best scripted comedies. A few seasons back, a player by the name of Marina May became notorious for a moment that would forever be etched into the annals of league history. Marina, with her confident smile and a streak of irreverence, was known to make light of moments that others might take very seriously. There was a time when she even mocked the antics of her fellow players on the court, especially when it came to that infamous exchange involving DJ Carrington and the league's standout star, Caitlin Clark. The memory of that day still lingers in locker rooms and training sessions across the league, a constant reminder that in the game of basketball, what goes around truly does come around.
Money Mabrey requesting a trade from the Connecticut Sun.
It all began on a day when the energy in the arena was electric. Marina, then a player with a flair for offbeat humor, found herself at the center of a playful spat. The incident? An unexpected poke and almost mischievous jab that landed on Caitlin Clark's eye during a heated moment on the court. While many might have reacted with outrage or shock, Marina's reaction was nothing short of controversial. She laughed. And laugh she did, echoing across the arena, drawing both amused chuckles and sharp reprimands. For some, that laugh symbolized carefree defiance. For others, it hinted at a deeper lack of respect for the very essence of the sport. At the time, it seemed like nothing more than a moment of levity, a brief interlude of irreverence that would soon be forgotten. But as fate would have it, the universe had different plans. Marina's infectious laugh, far from being a harmless burst of mirth, became a lightning rod for what some would later describe as karmic retribution. It wasn't long before the tables turned, and the consequences of that moment began to ripple through her career.
World, what in the world? They just left me holding the bag. They got me. They left me. They left me, and I am just holding the bag. I'm sitting here. I wanted.
Fast forward to the present day, and the once carefree Marina May finds herself on unfamiliar turf. After a series of questionable decisions both on and off the court, she requested a trade from her team, a move that was meant to signal her desire to join a more championship-caliber outfit. The target? A team with a sterling reputation, one that had managed to build a legacy on discipline, teamwork, and a commitment to excellence. The team in question, our beloved Connecticut Sun, had a storied history of embracing talent that resonated with a winning culture. But for Marina, it quickly became apparent that the very team she had once mocked for its stringent standards was now serving up a hearty dose of irony. In an environment where every detail is celebrated and every misstep magnified, Marina's earlier antics were now the subject of whispered ridicule and overt dismissal. Ever heard of karma served cold? One commentator joked, encapsulating the sentiment that now permeated every corner of the league. In a twist of fate that seemed almost too cinematic to be real, the very laughter that once endeared her to some had now transformed into a symbol of regret and isolation. The Connecticut Sun, a team that prided itself on discipline and unity, was no longer the haven Marina had envisioned. It had become a stage where her past misdeeds were paraded for all to see. Imagine being in Marina's shoes. You once boasted that you were ready for the championship stage, that your skills and humor would win hearts and accolades alike.
The trade from the Chicago Sky to the Connecticut Sun because I said I wanted to be on a championship style team, right? That's what I wanted, right? But now,
as the season unfolds, you're left holding the bag alone, isolated, and a stark reminder that in professional sports, every action has its echo. The irony was palpable. Just months after her infamous laugh had sent shockwaves through the league, the very team she had once believed would be her ticket to glory had turned its back on her. In the bustling corridors of the Connecticut Sun's locker room, the fallout was swift and unyielding. Former allies turned distant observers, and teammates exchanged knowing glances. Every practice session, every post-game huddle became a constant reminder of Marina's fall from grace. The initial thrill of joining a prestigious franchise quickly faded, replaced by an overwhelming sense of regret and isolation. At one point, As Marina looked to both sides, seeking reassurance from her teammates and solace in the eyes of a supportive coach, she muttered a disheartening truth. "I can't do it anymore." Those few words, filled with the weight of shattered dreams and unfulfilled promises.
In freaking Uncasville, Connecticut, the Connecticut Sun is no more. Ever since everybody and their mama, including the head coach, the former head coach being Stephanie White, ever since everybody and their mama jumped ship, I said it is.
With each new signing, players whose talent and character have been rigorously vetted, the Fever are assembling a squad that exudes both ambition and camaraderie. The team's roster reads like a who's who of transformative talent, with seasoned veterans and emerging stars joining forces to create a legacy of excellence. Among them stands the remarkable Caitlin Clark, whose rise has been nothing short of meteoric. Every game she plays, every record she shatters, reinforces the idea that true greatness is not just about raw talent, but also about leadership, vision, and an unwavering commitment to improvement. As the Fever continue their relentless pursuit of championship glory, it becomes increasingly clear that the magnetic energy emanating from Caitlin Clark has redefined the dynamics of the league. Teammates are inspired to elevate their performance, while opposing teams are left scrambling to contain a force that seems to defy expectation.
Over with. They have lost all their talent. And now, guys, this is breaking news. Marina Mabrey has said, you know what? She looked to her right. Hold on. She looked to her right. She looked to her left. She said, I can't do it no more.
The transformation in the locker room is palpable. Where once there was discord and disillusionment, now there is a shared sense of purpose and optimism. It is not merely the roster changes or the influx of star power that have reshaped the competitive landscape of the WNBA, it is the underlying cultural shift. The contrast between teams like the Indiana Fever and those mired in controversy, such as the Connecticut Sun, highlights a broader evolution within the sport. The emphasis is no longer solely on individual talent or fleeting moments of brilliance. Instead, the focus has shifted to an enduring commitment to professionalism, mutual respect, and a collective drive toward excellence. Every locker room conversation, every post-game analysis now reflects a deep awareness of the stakes at play. For some, the lessons are painfully clear. The path to greatness is paved not with arrogance or defiant laughter, but with humility, perseverance, and a willingness to learn from one's mistakes. The narrative is evolving. Players and coaches alike are beginning to understand that while talent may open the door to opportunity, it is character and discipline that ensure lasting success. For fans and commentators on our YouTube channel, this evolution has sparked heated debates and spirited discussions. The story of Marina May, once a tale of lighthearted banter, has become a cautionary epic.
Like this that is so disciplined with the championship mindset. I haven't been a part of that yet. Remember, she was traded to the Sun just back in July. But now, things done changed.
A reminder that every action on the court has a consequence, and that the pursuit of greatness demands far more than mere skill. Let's take a moment to examine the fallout in more detail. When Marina first requested a trade, it wasn't just a career move, it was a cry for redemption. The hope was that by leaving behind an environment that no longer resonated with her, she could perhaps reclaim her former brilliance. But what ensued was a chain reaction of events that underscored the unforgiving nature of professional sports. Reports began circulating that her calls to potential teams were being met with silence. Social media, once a platform for her witty repartee, turned into an echo chamber of regret and missed opportunities.
And Mabrey was left holding the bag because, she's on that team. She wanted to be there. And once she got there, a couple months later,
In locker rooms across the league, coaches spoke in hushed tones about her repeated missteps. The infamous laugh that once drew admiration for its boldness was now a recurring motif in discussions about her inability to adapt and grow. Adding insult to injury was the departure of key personnel from the Connecticut Sun. One by one, star players and even the head coach, whose own legacy had once been tied to the team's success, began leaving, signaling not only a shift in team dynamics, but also the collapse of an old order. For Marina, this was more than a professional setback. It was a personal reckoning, a stark confrontation with the reality that her past actions had set in motion a sequence of irreversible changes. What does Marina's downfall tell us about the nature of success in professional sports? It is a story that highlights a fundamental truth. While individual moments of brilliance can capture the public's imagination, sustained excellence is built on a foundation of respect, teamwork, and an unwavering commitment to continuous improvement.
small forward, not just your power forward, not just your center, all 5 are gone. So that veteran presence that have won championships before, gone. That head coach that was...
For the Connecticut Sun, the lesson is clear. In a league that increasingly values character as much as skill, any hint of negative behavior can quickly become a liability. As teams recalibrate their rosters in search of a cohesive, winning culture, those who cling to outdated attitudes find themselves marginalized. Marina's plight serves as a stark reminder that in today's game, talent alone is not enough. It must be paired with the humility to learn, the discipline to adapt, and the integrity to build lasting relationships both on and off the court.